So what questions we got for the United result, lads? Because I don't know if you lot watched it. I did, and I thought Crystal Palace should have got a draw, personally. Um, but United held on, so character's massive, and obviously, like the players dug deep. They got the result. That could be a massive 3 points come the end of the season. It's one of them ones you look back and you go, do you know what? Remember that win at Palace, 10 men, best player off the pitch. Those last minute tackles and throwing your body on the line. But Crystal Palace did have a couple of chances in the end there. There's one header which De Gea, straight down the throat of De Gea. Let's have a look at this team, lads. What do we make of this United setup against Crystal Palace? I mean, you've got here, this is your set team, right? This is pretty much it. I mean, you got
our £2.5 million forward, but I think it's the back line, right? When you look at that back line and you think how Aaron Wan-Bissaka's kind of come back in at right back, and he's been playing really well, yeah. The two in the centre, one's a World Cup winner, and the other one was in the final, right? Luke Shaw's sort of found form, but Casemiro is probably, I would say, pound for pound, the best signing this season, right? And what he's brought to the team, not just the goals, but just the sort of solidity as well. Anthony, as I said, I have no idea if he could actually beat any player on the outside. Like, if he was in FIFA, I think his pace ranking's like 34. He just can't. And he might want to go and do that same degree at Mitoma's done in dribbling. But overall, yeah, it's a solid team. It picks itself right now in terms of the injuries as well. Bear in mind, Fred laughs, right? Because I don't know what he called himself, the piano carrier or something. But then, Didier Deschamps was the same, and he won 2 World Cups as a manager. So maybe Fred's got some hope. I think overall we could have done with an out-and-out striker. I think if we brought somebody like Felix in, I would have been really, really happy that we had a really, sort of strong squad. Martial just goes missing half the time, so he doesn't get even onto the pitch. But yeah, it's an exciting time for United. As I said, the culture's changed. Because we got rid of Pogba, who, by the way, Juventus are also trying to get rid of now. It's just made a big difference, and Ronaldo going as well. The whole culture is different. The team is hungry, wants to play for the badge, and that's important. So yeah.
Can I ask G a question quickly? This is a key question because you mentioned a key player right there. You see Martial. What's your views on him? Is it time to pack up his stuff, or do you still want to give him more time to prove himself?
He needs to go, bro. I think the reality is he had a good one season, right? Under Louis van Gaal, scored 17 goals in that season, right? Outside of that, he genuinely doesn't look like he's bothered. He's a kind of person who's almost too relaxed and wants to appear in Stormzy videos, right? But outside of that, we don't really sort of see it. And he doesn't do it day in, day out. Whereas Rashford's gone away. He's like gone on some sort of retreat with some, Buddhist monks, and he's come back, right? He's like Superman. And that's what we're hoping for with Sancho as well. Because 350 grand a week hurts, right? When Mudrik's on 97. So, yeah, I think we need to get the best out of what we've got. But no, Martial needs to go. But we also need to buy properly. Like, if we're getting Kane in, he's coming in towards the sort of twilight of his career at 29, 30 years old, right? So, I don't know. I'd love to see some more sort of Mbappe-style players at United. I thought, he would be incredible if we could get somebody like him.
Mbappe at United. God forbid.
Yeah, well, crazier things have happened.
And listen, be quiet, lads. Todd Bowley might be listening in, bro. He might hack this stream. You know what he's like. Rinks, you're looking
at him on FaceTime here.
I'm already reporting to find
BJ, let him know. But make sure you spell it right, bro. We might end up getting someone else. You know what I mean? He might go Mbueno from Brighton, from Brentford. You know what I mean? But he's a good player as well. Money. Huh?
He's after Klopp at the moment.
Yeah. He's after Fabrizio Romano as well, man. He's been following him around town. He's been stalking him. Rinks, the arch rival, is back. Not a good look, obviously, from a Liverpool perspective. But how do you sum up United, and where do you see them? Sort of like, I mean, are they? Is this the best it's going to get? Do you think Ten Hag's juicing the best from this bunch, or do you think that the players are the players average and he's getting the best out of them, and this is as good as it's going to get in terms of this season? Because I'm looking at some of these players and I'm looking at subs bench and it don't look too healthy to me, man.
Yeah, so I'm on the same page as G, and that Casemiro, just him alone, he's turned the whole thing around. I think he is the buy of the season. Like Haaland's good, and like we all know Haaland, but like Casemiro, it's like a different United now. And I think it is down to him. So much of it's done. And then the other bit is he got rid of Ronaldo. I think that's massive as well. I think like that might even be one of the reasons why Rashford's like turned it around. It's I'm pretty sure there's a lot of players in that dressing room now. They ain't worried about Ronaldo, keeping Ronaldo happy, worried about what Ronaldo's thinking. They're going out and playing now. Like their overall squad, I don't know. But the thing, it feels as if with Ten Hag though, there's progress, like it's going in the right way. So I'm not expecting them to win the league this year. Would they win it next year? I don't know. Depends who you buy. But I don't know. If I'm a United fan, I think I'd be pretty pleased now. Like it feels as if they've got a manager who's taking them in the right direction. All the other previous managers, it just felt a bit up and down, up and down. Gee, what you said about Solskjaer, I don't agree with it anyway, because when you guys came second, everyone else was shit.
That's when Leicester won the league. I mean, everyone else was shit as well. So.
Yeah, same. No, but I don't know. With Solskjaer, like, what was it? There was loads of heavy defeats. I reckon. What was it when Liverpool won 5-1, whatever, and what it was, and he would have his interviews, and there was no anger. Like all the top managers,
there's no
like
mini hair dryers there.
Yeah, like, but what I mean to say is, like, in the post-match interviews, you'd have like Fergie, Wenger, Klopp, all the big ones, even Jose. You can tell they don't even want to do the interview. They'll be pissed off. Like they'll just get so easily wound up. But Ole just was like, yeah, 5-1. And just smiling.
And there's a big problem there, right? Like at United, and we spoke about this, right, Josh, when we were looking at the shirty stuff as well. The big problem at United is it's an old boys club, right? Because Darren Fletcher's never, ever, going to get that job anywhere else in the Premier League. Yeah, so this whole kind of job for boys stuff kind of did come across as well with a little bit with Ole.
Yeah.
But what I would say to Ole is that he's just one of those guys. He's just a nice guy, and I think people wanted to sort of play for him, and they went out and they did the job as best as they could. Whereas Ten Hag is actually a superior coach, and he actually gets the players to do the drills and to do the plays that he wants them to do. And I know how strong he is because actually we were going to go and get Pau Torres at centre back, and I think I spoke about this last week. And we went out and got Martinez, and everybody said, "Well, Martinez is not strong enough for the Premier League," and now we laugh. Right, but because again, he's been a brilliant signing. So I think he doesn't have the sort of skill level as a Klopp or a Pep. Yeah, but with Ole, he did the best he could at a time when United were, we were more worried about getting the Glazers out, and we still are. But right now, we don't make a lot of noise about it because United are playing well, the club structure's better, and people aren't complaining as much. But no, I'll take your point.
Yeah, but I with Ten Hag, it feels as if after a long while they've got a manager that's taking them in the right direction, and that's worrying as a Liverpool fan. It is because what was it like 2-3 weeks ago? It was like at one point people were talking about United Arsenal at the top again. It was like being back in the 90s.